Hi guys, Blake and Ryan here today with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is Friday the 5th of February and we are going to do the one cast for you today. So today we have boated up here just below Andy Williams Flat. It's they're running just a little over 2 units of water. It's a beautiful sunny day and 50 degrees here. And today Ryan and I are going to drift some scuds under an indicator, but we're going to do it using open face rods, open face reels here. So the setup today I've got, this is a 9-foot Wally Marshall Lew's spin cast rod, and that's a Presidential P30 reel. I've got 10-pound braided test running to 6-pound monofilament. Let's see. So I've got the braid connected to that. I've got a weighted indicator. It's got a little lead ring on the bottom to help cast. That 6-pound goes to 4-pound. And then I've got 6 foot of 6-pound, 6 foot of 4-pound. And then here on the end, I've got a AAA weight, 5X tippet, and that is a size 14 rainbow scud. And right now I've got this set at roughly about 12 foot deep. And Ryan is using the same setup, except the difference between mine and his is that he has a size 14 light gray scud. So we're gonna maybe get an idea of which scud is working better today. I'm gonna scoot the boat kind of out in the middle. The other day I came out here and drifted some scuds under an indicator, and I actually found more fish kind of towards the middle of the lake than I did on the outside edge here. So all right Ryan, so when you cast these, you're gonna let out some line like so, and yeah, you're gonna open your bail, flip it behind you, and then flip it out. That is the easiest way to cast these when you have that much leader. Today we got some somewhat windy conditions. I'm going to try to keep the boat pointed a little bit this direction. And so the trick with these is that braided line I talked about being on the base, the first line on. If you can, get a bright colored braided line, because what you want to do is be able to see the slack in your line. I didn't have time whenever I set these up, and all I could find was a dark green, and it's kind of hard to see that slack on the water. But if you use a brighter colored one, then you can see your slack and always keep that slack out of the line. I also like to hold my rod tip just a little bit up in the air. That also keeps some of the slack out of the line. I've noticed that in this flow that we've got going on here, this 6,900 or so, that this AAA weight seems to be about right. That's 0.8 grams. So, let's see. Tomorrow is the RAW tournament. That stands for Rogers Adventure Weekend. So far we have 92 teams signed up. Could be more by now, but we're working on almost 100 teams that are going to be in the tournament. And I think the weather's going to be fair. They're calling for 40 to 50% chance of rain kind of all day, or 30 to 50% chance, but they're only predicting like a half inch of rain for the next 7 days, so most likely be a light rain, but nothing the tournament fishermen aren't usually prepared for. Fishing reports today. We got a bunch of the guys that are in, and they're out getting their pre-fishing in. I talked to one team that came back a little bit ago and said that they had found an 11 pounds and 8 fish today. So getting some good pre-fishing going on. I haven't really heard anything specific on what's working, but I have seen people going by the dock catching fish. Oh no! Well, that was an official miss on the one cast. Oh my gosh. I felt him shake his head and everything.
You have the rainbow on?
Yeah. But the other day when Levi and I went and did some fishing, that light gray scud that you're using was the one I was whacking them on. So I think they're both
Was it overcast that day?
No, it was sunny like this. Both good choices. But as for what people are using today, I haven't heard a whole lot about that. I heard someone else say that down by around the Monkey Island area that they caught a few fish. It's really important when you're fishing, you know, this 2 units of water or so, that you get that 12 foot of leader or so down there, because if you're not deep enough, you're not going to catch fish. And I'm actually going to set my indicator just about a little bit deeper. I heard somebody was, I think it was Captain Darren Sadler just a couple days ago, where they were out here drifting San Juan worms. Said they were doing pretty good. Ooh, Ryan had a swing and a miss. No, you didn't. Yeah, I just put single scuds on here. I find that once I figure out which scud's working the best, that I can go to the single and productively catch fish. Oh, there was one. But something else you need to continuously check is keep pulling that scud up and making sure it doesn't have any moss on it, because you can drift a long way wondering why you're not catching fish. On sunnier days when the water's clearer, kind of like it is now, we drop down to those size 14s and size 16s versus the 12s. I think you could probably still get away with the 12 today, but the other day it did make a difference. We had similar conditions, similar flow, and we were using a 12 to start off with, and when we switched to that size 14, just that little bit of size difference kind of made the difference between catching more fish and catching less fish. Okay, still moss free. Oh. I will say that over the last 2 weeks of fishing, I'd say that the scud underneath the indicator, or bobber, however you'd like to say it, has probably been the most productive method I've used for catching the most fish lately. And jigs have been pretty good too. But overall, I'd have to say it's the scud under the indicator. I've talked to a few people that have tried drifting the scuds on drift rigs lately and said that they haven't really been catching any fish. And so I guess that little bit lighter of movement, not quite getting to the bottom so violently, is making the difference on the scud fishing right now. Oh, you set the hook way too hard. That is one thing when you're using these rigs. These rods are a little stiffer than per se a fly rod, like you'd be used to using when you have a 9-foot rod. And so if you pull up on these too hard, you either break that fine tippet at the end or you just rip it out of their mouth. Because whereas a fly rod is a lot more flimsy.
Hit it again.
Just lift up. A little bit. So tomorrow, man, there's going to be just close to 100 boats just with the tournament, not counting anyone else who might be on the lake tomorrow. Yeah, some of that's going to be the bottom as we float through this shallower area. And it's okay if that weight is ticking the bottom every once in a while. That's what you're looking for. But you might get tricked a couple times thinking you got a bite. But my rule of thumb is if you see the bobber go under, set the hook anyway. Moving the scud doesn't really hurt it. Sometimes it helps it. I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not, but I do have that weight about, well, between 16 and 20 inches above the scud. It seems to give it just enough room to kind of wave behind the weight. So far today, I'd say they're not quite as enticed as they have been the last time, a few times I've been out fishing. That first bite I had was definitely a fish. I felt him on there for a second. Oh. I'm not sure if we're going to get to find out what a fish looks like today. Check my mic. Oh, I think I had moss. Yep, just a smidgen on the bottom of the scud there, but that could hurt it. If you can manage it, if the wind is cooperating with you, I like to, when I do this, oh, that was definitely a fish. When I do this method, I like to keep the boat sideways and cast the line straight out, and that puts less slack in the line. There's one. Wow, that's a fat fish. Yeah. They are energetic. Lots of oxygen in the water right now. Alright, just leave them in the net. Leave it in the water. Whew. Making all kinds of noise. All right, let's see. Come here, bud. Yeah, that's a really healthy, a really tall back. Gotta keep checking that mic. That disconnected me on me the other day. Yeah, I think we'll go to the end of the. Hey now, hey, come over on this side of me and then reel it in. Me and Ryan have been fishing together for a long time, and we realized that we always cast to the same exact spot. Yeah, you're gonna hook me. Ah! This is where I'll catch a fish. There you go. Oh, I had him. I was moving the boat whenever you did that cast.
Shallow stuff.
Mm-hmm. If you put the right amount of weight on there, even when you're going through the shallow stuff, it might catch the rocks a little bit more. But if it's not too heavy, you'll still bounce over most of it without having to adjust your indicator all the time. Got him? Oh, there's another one. I don't know about better than the last one, but maybe.
On that again?
Yeah. Really dark. He's almost black.
Mm-hmm.
Leave him in the water. Okay. That one is a extremely dark belly. He's almost got a black belly. All right, well, I'm gonna call it right there. So we thank you guys for watching. Like and share us on Facebook, and we'll get back out here and do it again tomorrow. Thanks, guys.